Here's the one that I really want you to test. So this here is the Stacking Stormtrooper silver bar, and it showed up pure on the Sigma. You want to pop that bad boy in there? And here we are, back in the beautiful state of New Jersey, stuck in weekend traffic once again, on the way to the coin shop. Going to test some precious metals, see what's fake, see what's real. A lot of people recently have been asking me about my Sigma Metalytics machine. I recently did a video showing a deal that I got on some 1/10-ounce gold eagles. So I showed off my Sigma Metalytics machine, and those individuals reached out for me who were interested, and I put them in touch with the correct people. So hopefully you guys were able to get the Sigma Metalytics machine at a decent, affordable price. I believe at the time that I bought mine was around $800. Son of a freaking train!
15 minutes later.
Hey, what's going on, Stormy? How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great.
So our video together, our second video, did very well. The takeaway was for me to not talk as much and to bring a better mic. So
right,
that way
so
it
we've
picks you up.
achieved that, I see. It's good.
So today I wanted to talk about fakes because as you know, they come into the shop. Sometimes people are hesitant to buy anything on eBay or whatever, and you do sometimes run across this. And myself included. I picked up one of these recently. This ended up being a fake. I brought it in. It tested okay on the Sigma, but I brought it into you, and you were able to put it on the XRF, which we'll get to. But I'm just curious, what are your thoughts on the Sigma as it relates to the XRF? Like, what's better for, let's just say, like your average stacker?
Yeah, I think that the Sigma's a great machine. Certainly would be good for your average person because it's affordable. And it's a go no go type of machine, right? So it's going to tell you if the coin falls within a certain range of purity. That's okay, and there's really nothing wrong with that until you get into larger quantity stuff like the 100-ounce bars. You get into a 100-ounce bar of silver, or even like if you get into the larger gold bars, you're going to want something that really digs down into it. These are good for, I think, 15 millimeters, right, or a little less?
Something like that.
It's really a surface type of thing, so you'd use the probe. It's been a while since I've looked at those.
Yeah.
But they're not going to tell you if there's a slug of lead in the middle of the bar.
Right.
Whereas the XRF machine over here will do that. It x-rays all the way through. It's going to tell you the exact purity of the bar from top to bottom, front to back. So somebody in my own position, a dealer, I kind of need to do that because if you get into the gold products, one coin could really make a big difference, especially with gold prices today, near $2,000 an ounce. Mm-hmm. That'll really hurt you quickly.
Yeah. And, I did want to show just, again, the difference with the Sigma and the XRF because, I have done some videos showing the Sigma Metalytics machine. And, for example, if you want to grab the 1/10-ounce gold eagle,
sure.
And then I'm just going to hit run on this thing. And I just kind of want people to see. Let's get to American Gold Eagle. I hit run. Now go ahead, like you were saying, in terms of like millimeters and everything. See how that Gold Eagle now shows outside of the brackets, and then you do end up needing the small wand if you want to take that off. And we will just test this one. I gotta put the wand in. I gotta recalibrate this thing. Gold Eagle. Let's just hit run again. And then here, if you want to do this, since I'm holding that, and then just stick it right up to the, see, you hold it up, put it on the, sometimes like the surface of it. See, now, look, Steve is putting it right on. There you go. Now it shows up okay. So sometimes, though, you saw how it fluctuated back and forth, and that can happen.
Right, and then as a dealer myself, sometimes I have 5, 6, 7, 8 people in here. I don't have time to really mess around with it. Yeah. So for me, it's kind of an impractical tool. So I could just simply take the Gold Eagle. I'm going to pop it right in my machine. I'm going to hit the test button. And you could already see we're pretty close to where we want to be. You can see there's 22 karat, and then it tells you the exact metal alloy in there. So you see the silver, a little bit of copper.
Right.
But I know it's less than 10 seconds done.
Right.
So
does that cook Hot Pockets?
It doesn't do Hot Pockets, man. We tried. Not so good, man.
So now, what do you think is like the most common fake that you typically get? Do you usually get more fake silver than gold? Like,
Yeah,
what do you?
yeah. So here's some examples. I actually took my bag of fakies that I have just laying around. These are all examples of things that came into the shop.
Right.
You know, I often buy them just for the novelty factor.
Yeah.
But some of them are really good fakes. Like there's
Like that
there's
one.
a piece dollar
yeah.
that, you know, this is a really good fake, except for the fact that it feels too light. But every once in a while, you get a piece like this that is very accurate.
Let me see. Yeah, I mean, this really does look real. Like, just, yeah, you can feel that it's a little too light. I want to try it on here just to see. Let's hit run, calibrate. And we're going to just, again, test on the Sigma silver. And then we're going to go to pre-45, set this on. Let's try again. Run sample. Yeah, push run. It's not going. You know, it says ready, place the sample. It's not even like detecting it.
Right. So now if you took that and just throw it in the XRF, here you go.
Do it.
So again, I don't know, you know, it looks a little weird to me. It feels a little light. I'm just going to stuff it in there real fast. Right, hit the play. And you could already see, the iron in it, you can see the nickel in it, and there's just a 0.5% of silver. And it's not even done with the test yet. So
right.
Real quick, I know right away, instantly, it's a big time saver for time. You know, and then also, the other thing too, that this is a really, really quality machine in regards to, okay, I'm going to sell you an American Gold Eagle, right? You're new to the stacking, you're new to the whole process, you're like, how do I know that it's real?
Right.
That's a great question. You know, you walk into a reputable coin dealer, back in the day, people would just tell you, you know something, I'm a reputable coin dealer, I'm here, I have a brick and mortar, so that alone should be confidence builder for you. However, today's people word doesn't carry the same weight that it used to in a day. So simply, I can take this now,
right,
put it right in the machine.
Right. Boom.
Here you go.
And that is really a benefit that you have this.
Yeah, also, I have clients too that have bought gold in the past and they just weren't real sure about it, so they come in here and I test it for free all the time.
That's good too, because I know that other coin shops sometimes will charge a fee because of the time.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. But we kind of do that as a compliment around here.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's always what everybody's going to do.
Yeah.
So again, here's a 100-ounce silver bar. You know, how do I know? How do people know that I'm not going to just sell them a slug of
lead? And that thing is not going to read at all on the Sigma.
Yeah, it's 7 pounds, man. So here we go. I'm going to throw it in there.
Is this a real one or is this a fake one?
There you go. AG 100%. It's not even done with the test yet.
It's like you don't even need to wait anymore.
Yeah,
that thing operates so quickly.
Yeah, it's very fast.
So the silver, you tend to get more fake stuff, and it looks like you tend to get more fake constitutional type stuff. Like we see here's another fake peace dollar.
Yeah, early American.
Yeah, this Morgan.
A lot of the fakies.
You can feel it. This one actually feels heavier.
Yeah, some of them are really good. Some of them feel right. They even look really good. And if you don't look at these with a loop and you look very, very close, to the trained eye, I can tell you right now, it's just mushy, it's flat. Yeah. It's a classic fake. You see these all the time. But to somebody who doesn't know or is not around them all the time, easy could pass as a fake or as real.
Right. And now
the other thing too, right, the 8 reals. That's a real commonly faked coin, was back in the day, because this was what the world traded on. Across the oceans over in Asia, they preferred the 8 reals over the U.S. dollar. So that's where the trade dollar came from, is because the 8 reals was a heavier piece of silver than our dollars over here. So that's where that came from. But anyway, these are very, very commonly faked. And actually, this is a fake that came into my shop. A client actually purchased this on eBay. And he came in here. I did an acid test on it back in the day before we had the XRS.
I was just about to ask.
And you can see the burn spot in it right now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, is what did you typically do? Would you file it? Would you give it a couple scrapings? Like, how would you actually do that?
It didn't weigh right, so I knew we already knew that it was fake just by the weight. And then I threw a drop of acid on there just to prove. But now I could just take this, instead of, burning it up with acid, I could just simply stick it in the machine.
Right. Let's see what that comes up as.
So you see copper, zinc, there's a tiny bit of silver in it, and a little bit of nickel.
It's at that point, why are the people who are faking it even bothering throwing even a tiny bit of silver. You know what I mean? It's like,
It's because you can't really get any other metal to tarnish the way silver does.
Oh, so they'll just plate it.
Yep, they're going to plate it. Yep, just so it looks the same. You want to have that realistic look to it. So again, we get into the other metals. We got some maple leaves here, some silver. Canadian maple leaves, brand new.
4.9's fine.
Yep, throw that in. You know, another huge fake thing was it not necessarily that they didn't make it out of silver, they just made it out of lesser purity silver. Especially with the 8 reals back in the day, they made them out of a lower purity. They were skimming. So there you go. There's your maple leaf 100%.
Yeah, that makes sense that they would do that. They would hold back on some of the silver and spread it out over more
That's
pieces.
what they did, yeah. They were notorious for that.
Here's the one that I really want you to test. So this here is the Stacking Stormtrooper silver bar, and it showed up pure on the Sigma. You want to pop that bad boy in there?
I want to stick that in there.
Could you imagine this thing? You program it to show up as fake. Everybody comes after me. AG 100.
Yeah.
100%.
100%, yeah.
So now, what other tests do you do aside from the XRF? Is this kind of like the end-all, be-all, would you say, now?
It really kind of is when it comes to the metals.
Yeah.
Because, listen, it's the easiest way. It's the fastest way.
You don't need to mess with this other stuff over here anymore.
The olden days, that's what we did. You know, that's a lot of shops still do that today. It's the easiest way. But, you know, you're damaging the coins. Jewelry is another great thing. We commonly buy scrap. So it's so much easier to throw it in a machine. It tells you the purity. You know, the other thing, too, about scrap is that some of the old 10-karat gold scrap jewelry was only 8 carats.
Right.
So, really, it saves me a lot, too, because the jeweler will come down, the guys who buy it, and they'll say, oh, this is 8 carat. And I actually lose out because I didn't know that if I did the scratch test on it.
Right.
So I can throw it in a machine I know right away.
Yeah,
the adverse is true as well. If it's a higher carat, which is often the case. Sometimes you get 22.5%, 23%, or even 24 carat jewelry. Then I can prove, hey, this is 24 carat. No. So it saves me and it keeps everybody honest.
Right. I also know too from other YouTube channels and what have you. Oftentimes they will get the fake stuff and they'll hang on to it. They'll put it in a separate bag. I know that you do the same thing. It's like you're kind of doing the stacking community a favor by pulling it out of circulation.
Yeah, anytime I can have an opportunity, it comes in the shop. I know it's fake. I buy it anyway. Just again, it gets it out of circulation to save somebody else a headache. That's the way I look at it too.
Absolutely. And if you remember too, what was it? Like a year ago, I actually bought that fake panda from another shop, and I was able to tell right away when I got home that it was fake just by looking at it.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I brought it in here, and you threw it on the XRF. I think that was before I had the Sigma, so that helped me out big time. And I was like, so how much do these go for?
I think now you can buy them for right around $15,000.
Holy crap!
They were $24,000 to $25,000 not that long ago, but now I think they're down to right around $15,000.
See, so for somebody like me, I don't have a brick and mortar store. I'm not dealing nearly with as many customers as you are. You have a lot of people coming in here, testing out their stuff, selling their items to you. You have to protect yourself using the XRF. So for somebody like me, you know, in my opinion, this is good. Just like a quick, like, oh, it reads real. It's good enough. If something's questionable, then at least I have the relationship with you. I could bring it in.
Yeah, definitely. This is a really good thing, right? It's a go, no-go type of machine. It doesn't tell you the purity, doesn't tell you the alloy. I think for the average person, these are great.
What about do you know anything about the pros? Because the pro versions of these are like they're like almost like double the cost. Do you know about those at all? I mean, I haven't really messed around with them at all.
Yeah, I don't. At one time I did look into them. Actually, before we went and got the XRF, I did look into those. But I think for my situation, this is a far better choice for me. A little more expensive, however. I think at the end of the day, this is really the way to go for myself. For a homeowner, for somebody who's just kind of a part-time, maybe even doing a little bit of dealing on the side. These are great. They're perfect. They do exactly what you need to do.
Let me ask you this now. If that thing breaks, do they have like technicians that come and like...
So we actually had an issue with it not that long ago.
Yeah.
The cooling fan in the back failed, and I sort of assumed that was kind of what was going on. I ended up having to send it in, and it did take about 3 weeks for me to get it back.
Okay. And so you were like miserable having to resort back to the old acid test and weight test.
It was horrible. Yeah, it was really not good. So we got somebody coming in.
As we were getting close to wrapping up, this just actually came through the door. You had a customer walk in, had some gold in what looks to be a silver piece.
Nope, it's actually 18 white gold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you were able to just throw it in there, do a quick calculations, and
Yep.
we're able to
So
pay.
right, you get like a little charm like this one that just came in, right? I could just simply pop it in the machine. I don't have to worry about the acid. I don't have to worry about nothing. I just throw it in there, and then bang, it comes right up. You know, it's 10 karat gold. So there's your gold, there's your copper, and there's a little tiny bit of, there's about 10% silver in it.
Does this also, because I think I saw like what looked like diamonds, does that read stones or anything?
It doesn't do stones, just the metal, yeah.
So what do you do for that? Like, you
So
just
a lot of times, right, you get little tiny diamonds, very typical. Actually, this ring right here has a bunch of little tiny diamonds in it. Diamonds on the secondhand market, believe it or not, are very cheap.
Yeah.
If they're under a quarter of a carat, then they're almost not even considerable.
Yeah.
So honestly, if I paid you gold weight for your diamonds, you'll do far better than you would on the secondhand market in just carats of diamonds.
Oh,
And that's usually what I do. Like small stuff like this, I just give you gold weight for it.
That's good. Well, listen, if anybody, watching this video has questions, like I said in the previous video, I'm going to put your info down below. Surprisingly, there were a bunch of people that watched it. They got in touch with you and me, and they said, "Oh, wow, you're interviewing my coin shop guy." But no, I appreciate the time, and I'm looking forward to doing our third interview real soon.
Sounds good, Stormy.
All right, buddy. See ya. And I would like to quickly thank these elite channel supporters. And if you haven't already become a channel member, please check out the awesome perks and join today. With that, this is Empire Precious Metals. Until next time, long live the Empire.